Hi everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I have Manya and Faku here again for today's episode, and as you all know, we're doing the holiday series. But I thought today we could take a break from that. Oh gosh, and talk about other people's problems, basically. So
Talk to you.
we're gonna read off a story or two that we follow online. For example, like "Am I the asshole?" On Reddit, or there's also what?
It's your most popular talk.
Yeah, the most popular like Moan Talk episode or stories on there. We have one chosen already, so we're just gonna go ahead and read it.
Oh, off of my phone?
Yeah.
Oh shit. I like done.
No, off my hand.
I exited out.
The reason why she told you to bring she brought your phone.
Okay.
Do you want me to read it? I'll read it. So this is off Moan Talk. We'll link I'll link it down below in the description box.
And disclaimer, your problems are not funny, but it's spicy.
Yeah, so this is just from a stranger's point of view, and this is the feedback that we're gonna
We're not making fun of you. We just nosy bitches.
Yeah. So the story begins, it's anonymous. Who do you turn to when your best friend backstabs you? Who do you run to when your husband stabbed your heart? Y'all already know where the story is going.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my story.
You can come closer. You're still kind of out of the view.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Are you guys good? Maybe you need movement, yeah.
I've been moved. Okay. No, you need to come closer. All right.
Okay. The story begins. My ex-best friend Lisa and I have been best childhood friends. We've been friends since the second grade.
Also, we don't know if these are real names or not. All right.
I'm just reading it off what the post say word for word, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We've been friends since the second grade. She was the kind of friend who wanted to be better. She always tried to be ahead of me. She always tried to compete with me, but she didn't really show it. The way she talks and acts was like she was trying to compete with me. But I always brushed it off. Now we are both 25 years old. I am married for 6 years and have 2 kids. Lisa just recently got a divorce and had nowhere to go. One early morning, about 4 a.m., there was a knock at my door. I answered it, and it was Lisa. Are you good?
I'm fixing the mic. But yeah, I'm good.
She was crying and asked if she could stay with me and my family for a while until she found a place. I invited her in and sat her on the couch. I asked her what happened. She said her husband kicked her out because he accused her of cheating. I felt so bad and cried with her. I gave her some of my clothes and a towel and told her to wash up and fix the guest room for her to stay in. A month went by and everything seemed cool. Forgot to mention that my husband is a stay-at-home dad and my friend and I both work first shift. Then things started getting fishy. Like they both started texting a lot. One phone would beep right after another. They were always eyeing each other. But I laid off the negativity. How can I ever think of my best friend and husband doing anything together? I was out of my mind. I'm horrible, so I brushed it off. Okay, quick break.
You can literally just drink mines, bruh.
Oh my god, that's so sad.
That's very
Y'all already
sad.
know where this story is going.
I was literally reading a different Reddit story. Okay, we'll talk about it after we finish reading that.
Okay. No sidetracking this time.
Yeah.
One morning, my friend and I left to work about the same time. She leaves a little bit earlier than I do. I watched her drive off, then I left after. As I got 3 to 4 blocks down the street, I realized I forgot my card to swipe to get inside work, so I turned back. I got to the driveway, and Lisa's car was parked in the driveway. My heart dropped. But I didn't want to assume anything. Maybe she had forgotten something also. Hoping it wouldn't be what I was thinking. My kids were still sleeping. It was around 5:15 a.m. By the way, they are 2 and 1 years old. I slowly opened the door, and as quiet as I can be, I slowly creeped up the stairs and heard quiet moans.
Oh, that's so sad.
My heart literally fell out from my chest. My bedroom door was cracked open a little bit with the lamp on. Okay. I slowly walked by and peeked, and they were having sex on our bed, on my bed. I cried and panicked a little and didn't know what I should do. I was broken into a billion pieces. I pushed the door open, and they both jumped up in surprise. I didn't even say a word. I pulled that bitch by the hair and yanked her off my bed and told her to get out. She kept apologizing, but I ignored her. I just cried and yelled at my husband. He too was apologizing. Of course. Lisa even had the guts to get up to my face and try to wipe my tears and tell me she didn't mean it. Then the blaming started. She said he came on me. He said she came on me. Then without thinking, I shoved Lisa and she fell to the ground. And I started kicking her and throwing as many punches as I could. As she should. As you should have.
I said the same thing when I read that part.
My husband tried pulling me off, but I kept hitting him also.
As you should.
Excuse me, everyone. By the time I know it, Lisa was all bruised and bleeding. I had so much anger after I was done beating that HOE. I threw her SHIT, threw her shit outside and forced her out. She begged and cried for a second chance. I didn't feel bad at all. I now know why her husband kicked her out. She cheated on him with their neighbor. I also kicked my husband out.
As you should.
He's at his parents and he's making up BS that I cheated and beat up a random girl because I was crazy. But now he calls me begging to take him back. I'm not that stupid to take him back. All I need is my kids. I filed for a divorce, but he won't sign the papers. The OGs, as in like the elders, are trying to make me take him back, but I won't. F you two bitches if you're reading this.
Oh my God, that's so
crazy.
sad.
Mm-hmm.
What the comments gotta say? To the comments.
Chong Yang wrote, hands down, one of the best stories I've read. I thought I was going to be like every basic sad betrayal stories, but you came in serving it right up. Best conclusion and solution to the story that gave you and me satisfaction in the end. I was rooting for you. Yes, girl.
Yes.
And you served yourself justice to I was waiting for you and you served yourself and them justice. You didn't coward. You did not disappoint. I am so satisfied that you stood your ground in your home and gave them both what they deserved. No regrets.
Period.
Oh my God.
Somebody else wrote, include the husband's name too. Also Lisa's last name. And then somebody wrote, you go girl, never settle for less. Check with your state, serve him the papers. Usually has so much time to sign before the judge will just divorce you too.
Yeah, who cares about the elders?
Yeah, you shouldn't.
It's you.
It's your life. You pay your own bills. They don't pay your bills.
So question, how long have they been together?
Who? The wife and the husband?
Yeah.
They've been married 6 years, she said.
6 years, but like in a relationship?
Yeah. And then she didn't say she just said they've been married for 6 years.
Backstory.
With 2 kids.
God. I mean, not to like be mean to her, but she really should have talked to her ex-best friend's husband to see what the tea was about first.
Yeah. It was about her best
But what you can do,
yeah, no. I mean, I support that too,
right?
but like, if it was me, I would have digged in a little bit more. But like, okay, like is like what's going on?
I mean, not gonna lie, my best friend comes to me and started crying, saying that like her husband like accused her of cheating. I'd be like, yeah, fuck that bitch. He don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, fuck him too. But I would have confronted him. There's always two sides to the story. But I would have definitely been on my best friend's side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But always always do what's best for you though.
Yeah, and then somebody else, Jao Parsons Hang said, good ups, you deserve better. Red flags all over that so-called friend. She was never a friend to begin with. If she was always trying to one-up you, she really done it this time, one-upped and jumped on your husband as fast as she could. Make his stay at home, ask get a job, and pay child support for his infidelity.
As you should.
Oh my God, that's so sad though.
To whoever posted the story, sorry you went through this, or you're going through this, honestly. It's because that is big time messed up, like
traumatizing.
You thought you were helping someone, but they were actually taking advantage of you, and you thought your husband, the one you trusted with your whole life, you could trust him with whatever, but no, he also betrayed you.
Yeah.
You literally lost 2 people.
And if you stumble upon this video, you're not crazy. feelings are valid.
Yeah, everything you went through, all you're experiencing, your feelings, everything's valid.
Yeah, and good for you to stand your ground against those freaking elders, OGs, because like it's a new era.
And like I said, they don't pay your bills, so you don't need to listen to them.
Yeah.
And girl, most of all, I'm so happy you beat them up.
As you
As you should.
Too many times, these people are not getting their butts beaten, but
Yeah, like I said, cheating is a choice.
Yeah.
it is at the end of the day. It is.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
And
their
they made their
parents-
bed. They made their bed. Now they're laying in it.
Their parents did give them an ass whooping, so you go. You
like
be the parent.
the audacity of the best friend of Lisa. If this Lisa is you, like if you were this Lisa, you know what, girl, bye. We're not gonna say anything more than that.
If the shoe fits, just lace it up and walk away.
Yeah, you're gonna need to lace up your shoes and like go crawl into a cave or something because
It's game over for you.
Yeah, like the audacity of her to have like
Yeah.
this
The most audacity.
this big thick, like the thickest face of all.
At work, I used
The
to.
thickest face of
My
all.
coworker used to be like the caucasity, but I can't even use that right now because it's not even a white person. Like the audacity.
Honestly, they knew they were doing something wrong. That's why they were doing it in the morning and very quiet. So like they knew what they were doing. So
Yeah, being all sneaky about it.
And for them to do it, like I hope your kids were not sleeping in that same room because like ooh.
Oh my God. Sis,
Hopefully
yeah.
not, but
that would be even more disturbing and even more
Ratchet.
sad.
Ratchet. Okay, next. We're done with this post.
Yeah.
because
I mean,
feel
honestly,
real bad
sometimes,
talking
like,
about this.
That might
This
just
is
be
my own
some
people.
people's kink, but like that's
No,
That's like-
that's the no.
you know, it is some people's kinks.
if you
know?
got kinked to have sex while there's a child sleeping,
No,
right
no,
next-
no. I'm
oh.
saying like it's some people have a kink to cheat while in a serious relationship, or
Oh.
just breaking off relationships, or like going after married people.
Ratchet.
That's people's kinks.
Ratchet.
Yeah.
Or what they're into, which is like very
Ratchet.
disturbing, and like I hope they like seek help for that because that's really not like something
Ratchet.
that you should be doing. So like maybe that's what
Yeah.
she's into, but like
That's all I can say. Ratchet.
that's like she needs
It's
help.
trifling behavior at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And okay,
low key giving me mommy daddy issues.
like you need to go get fulfilled somewhere else that does not involve like a married man. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
like,
Not even
jeez.
married. Like I feel like some people be like,
In a serious relationship.
yeah,
And at the end of the day, it's also the husband's fault because like
or
yeah.
the girlfriend, whoever it is,
Yeah.
the person that's cheating.
It takes two to tango.
period.
Oh yeah, but going back to what I said while you were taking your break,
Yeah.
I was reading this Reddit story, and it's like basically kind of the same thing, but so I forgot the name, but the wife and husband, they've been together since like college, so they've been like, and their daughter is 15 years old, so they've been like together for a very long time, and then her best friend gets a divorce from her husband. I don't remember what exactly happened, but like she got a divorce from her husband, and then the best friends with her two children end up at wife's place, with the husband. And then,
Dude, you lost me. Okay.
but basically what happened is the same thing. Like the best friend cheats with the husband, and it's just kind of like, why would you do that? Oh, I remember now. The reason why the best friend left is because her sister cheated with her fiance to be the
that's
husband of her
messed up.
kids. So that's why she came to her best friend's place because she had nowhere to
And
go.
then she cheated.
And then she cheated on the
Best
wife,
friend.
her best friend wife,
So
with
she
the wife's husband.
Yeah. Wow.
And
that's
then-
messed up.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a tongue twister.
First off, why is it
Yeah.
always best friends?
They were never your best friend and they've
I
been doing
feel
that shit.
Some people just be claiming they're people best friends, but really always
They're
trying
not
to
best
like,
friends.
I'm better than you. Like secretly be thinking like I'm better
Yeah.
than you. I could get your man. Like,
Right.
They be like that.
And if you can't get my man, dude, take him because clearly he's like nothing.
He was
you want,
never
just like
trash.
he
you.
was never like mine or
Yeah.
like yours to begin with.
You wanted the trash.
Have you guys read the latest one?
No.
This is also on Moan Talk. We'll link this one too. Also anonymous. This one's maybe more around our age. I'm not sure, but I can't help but be upset when I hear about how successful my ex is. Don't get me wrong, I want nothing more for him to be happy. We were together since high school and even through college. Our moms were good friends and we got along great with each other's families. Back then, he didn't take school seriously. He's a spoiled rich kid and only went to college because his parents forced him to go, mainly because he was an only child. Unlike me, I had to take out student loans to pay for my education. I ended up breaking up with him because I felt like we were together for so long and I never had a chance to explore life.
Nah.
He understood when I told him that that's the reason I wanted to break up and he gave me my space. But I effed up when a month later I ended up dating his friend from high school. I was young and dumb and thought I was in love, but in the end it just never worked out. It wasn't until my aunt, who's a realtor, said my ex called her to go check out some houses. I was shocked because when we were together, he never wanted to move out of his parents' house. But he was looking at $1 million houses with his new soon-to-be wife. I was a little snoopy and asked my mom about how my ex was doing because she's still friends with his mom. My mom said his mom always brags about how beautiful and hardworking her nya is, and she comes from a wealthy family as well and runs her own business. After a few weeks later, I went to the grocery store and ran into him, and he looked right at me and pretended like he didn't even know me. We were each other's first love. Did that not mean anything? Sometimes I wonder if he even still thinks about me. Sometimes I feel like
you must have hurt him.
I was such a fool all those years. I threw them away because that should have been my life with him. Why couldn't he have been that man for me when I was with him? He's everything I wanted to be. He's everything I wanted him to be. He's doing everything for her when I used to beg him change, but he'd do it in a heartbeat for her.
No.
This has a lot of likes and laughing
like
reactions.
There's honestly two ways about this. I think if you had given him a chance, then give him a chance to prove himself, then maybe you could have been that person. But you honestly couldn't wait for him to not grow
Better
up,
himself.
but not prove to you that he is that person.
Wait, I have a question.
And then the audacity for you to go date his friend.
How long was your separation or the last time?
She didn't say.
So don't even regret now, sis, because it's obviously too late, and just move on with your life.
Somebody wrote, what the heck? Where did it? Oh, here it is. Somebody wrote, sounds to me like it's his wife's success and not necessarily his. If you had ended up with him, you two could very well be just right where you are right now and not where he is currently. Don't hold on to the what ifs and go find your own success. Somebody else wrote,
Someone just being bitter.
you only want the fruits of his labor. It sounds selfish then and sounds selfish now. Yes, you mean nothing to him now. He took the hurt you left him to channel his success. You should feel grateful you were able to do that for him. Learn to be grateful and maybe you too can be successful.
Yeah.
Somebody else wrote, means he never loved you but was just there because it was comfortable. Men will change only for the one who truly holds his heart. Move on and find someone else.
Maybe they just really weren't meant to be, and I think that's totally okay.
I shouldn't be talking. I've never been in a relationship, so I shouldn't be talking.
Yeah. I was going to say something, but I forgot I was going to say.
Somebody else wrote, success is the best revenge. Feel sorry for you.
Honestly, low-key, that shit hurt me too. Like, if I had an ex that succeeded, I would be salty too, to be honest.
Yeah. But what can you do? Just got to move on. And try to be more successful than them.
You can up them. Okay? That's all you can do.
Somebody else wrote, did you not hear yourself? You loved him because you didn't explore enough. Therefore, even if you are with him now, you will eventually leave him anyway because you didn't explore enough. Lesson learned and move on. You can always build your own empire. Don't rely on other.
Yes. And that's true.
That's the tea at the end of the day.
It really is.
Yeah, that one's a little bit like...
I understand where she's coming from,
I do not understand.
But at the same time, it's kind of like very selfish of her.
Yeah.
Very selfish, Because I'm just like, well, you guys were together. Maybe he didn't have the motivation to change. Or maybe there's not enough details to
Yeah.
during their relationship, you know, because I'm just like, maybe like you weren't giving him the right energy for him to like be able to like motivate himself to change, you know, because like if it was something constant, you know, then like even I wouldn't want to change. I'm like, be reminded, hey, like you really need to like do better, or like you need to change yourself, you know, da da da. I'd be like, so you don't like me for who I am right now? If you don't like me for who I am right now when I'm like at the very bottom, then like why should I like you when you can't even accept me for who I am?
If you can't handle me at my lowest, you can't handle me at my highest. That's what
Exactly.
That's what somebody else said too. Wrote too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely hard because like I think also because they were together through high school and college, so
That's hard.
she and he probably thought that they were going to be like each other's first
Forever.
and last love, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm sure like when she broke it off with him, like even though he acted really cool, he probably did take that hit,
Yeah.
and then that's how he got to the point of buying $1 million house.
Yeah.
And you know, I forgot what it's called, but there's like something about like being in a relationship for 7 years.
Yeah.
And then like after that 7 years, you like, or when that 7 years hit, you start to like lose interest in your partner. And that's when a lot of cheating happens, you know? I forgot what it's called, but like a lot of people tend to like cheat around that year in their relationship.
Dang.
That's why you got to stay up to date with your relationship.
Going on dates is necessary. That's all I can say.
Yeah, never stop showing your love.
Spontaneous things are necessary. Even if you're comfortable, don't be comfortable.
Yeah, it's definitely hard because, you know, nobody knows your relationship other than you.
Yeah, that's true too.
Like, I'm dying.
The ancestor says, stop talking shit.
I'm still sick, okay?
That's
Yolopo.
yeah. Yeah, it's definitely hard because, like, it almost seemed like she wanted sympathy, you know? But I'm like,
No.
but
you know,
did it to yourself.
Like, it is what it is, and you just have to accept it and move on.
Yeah. Okay, that was boring. Next topic.
Yeah.
It wasn't spicy enough for me.
Okay. Wait, I have one.
Dude, I have that one song from Chinese stuck in my freaking head.
What song?
It's like I don't even really like him. Like I don't really like his voice. Channing Zhang or okay, Loki don't know his last name. I mean, hi.
It's among artists.
It is.
It's a Mo artist.
Yeah, Channing. Oh my god, what is it? I think it's like one of his new ones too. His new one.
I need to put lotion on my hands.
Oh, maybe
I thought
it's
you
this
had
one.
one like chosen.
I did, but then I can't find it.
Didn't you save it or something?
I didn't.
Why didn't you? You should have taken screenshots.
Okay, let's do this one.
Okay.
It's close enough. This is from the Am I the Asshole Reddit. What is it? Like, it's on Reddit, but
A
it's
thread.
thread.
Yeah.
The Am I the Asshole Reddit thread. Give me a second. This one says, am I the asshole for telling my brother he messed up my childhood too?
Wait, what?
That's the title. Am I the asshole for telling my brother he messed up my childhood too? This is going to take a buttload of explaining, so just bear with me while I try to give you the short version. I, 23 female, was basically brought up by my brother, Lev, 31. He was always the one who took care of me, made sure I was safe, fed, and happy. My mom left us when I was 3 years old to escape my narcissistic, abusive, pathetic excuse of a father, Lev's stepdad. Then 6 years, so they're step siblings.
Okay.
No, they're half siblings. Then 6 years later, my dad finally drinks and smokes enough to die of a stroke. Okay. Lev fights for custody of me, wins, and we move into a small apartment together. At this point, he's 18 and I'm 10. And Lev continues taking good care of me until things go to shit. He starts drinking, loses his job, some bad things happen, and I get taken away and put into a home. Lev and I stay in contact until I'm 14 when I find out that he's been in contact with our mom ever since she left. And nobody wanted to tell me because I was too young to understand. I'm furious and cut contact with him both. He and my mom tried to contact me several times, but I refused to talk to them. I decided to contact him again when I was 19, and we've been fixing our relationship ever since. He stopped drinking. He has a lovely wife and a baby on the way. I've been talking to my mom as well, and we're also in the process of fixing our relationship with a lot of therapy. Sounds like she needs a lot of therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm deeply grateful for everything Lev has done for me. I know how much. That's Mason. If you guys hear all of that thumping and running, but back to story. I'm deeply grateful for everything Lev has done for me. I know how much he had on his shoulders back then, being so young himself and trying to raise me. Despite everything, he's truly my best friend. On the other side, I can't deny how much everything that happened fucked me up. I'm still healing deep scars from my traumatic childhood. The other day, Lev and I were talking on Skype about my dad and a couple other things that happened. He basically says that asshole really ruined both our lives completely. Everything was his fault. I wanted to agree with him, but like I said, I feel that some things were his fault as well. Oh my gosh.
That sounded rough.
Sorry, break time.
It's giving me pause.
We'll be back after this commercial break.
And cut. I'm just kidding though. Your tea is not it anymore.
Well, I didn't know that they would be like dead that quick. Oh, and I feel the same things were his fault as well. I must have had a weird look on my face because he asked what, and then I tell him, well, Dad really was an ass and he did some awful things, but some of the stuff you did really fucked up my childhood too. What the heck? I lost it. And then his face goes blank and he stops talking. After a few seconds, he says, I tried my best, It wasn't easy for me either. I tell him quickly that I know that I'll never forget everything he did for me. He says, but you still think I fucked up your childhood? And before I can answer, he hangs up the call. He hasn't answered any of my messages or calls. I don't know if what I said was over the line, but I feel like I needed to speak my truth as well. Am I the asshole? Edit 1, because so many people raised this point. 1, I blame my parents way, way, way more than anyone else in this situation. Also, this wasn't truly about blaming anyone. Oh my gosh. It was simply a comment I intended to make in a conversation. Okay.
So damn annoying, guys. Stop being distracted.
I was listening this whole entire time.
Remember what? I was listening this whole entire time about this.
It's the coquia for me.
Oh my god. I think I need to eat something to coat my throat.
Oh wait, just to clarify, so he got custody of her when she was how many years old?
10.
10, and when he was 18.
Mm-hmm.
And then how long did he have guardianship of her?
4 years.
4 years until she turned 14.
Yeah.
And then who did she live with?
She must have just been in the system.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
like in foster care or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then that's when she found out that her stepbrother
Was still in contact with her mom.
Okay, and then when she turned 19 is when she started contacting them again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me read the edits.
I mean, I feel like she's not the asshole for sure.
Okay, wait, let me read the edits. Edit 2. I just want to say thank you to people who took the time to comment your constructive thoughts and criticisms. I wasn't expecting this much thoughtfulness or insight. I appreciate the perspective most of you had to offer. I'm really touched. A lot of people mention therapy. All of us, Lev, my mom, and I are in therapy. We have separate therapists, but Lev and I go to the same office. I have a session once a month with Lev and a session once every 3 months with my mom. He has the same. I called Lev an hour ago and now I'm at his place. I apologize to him, told him I know how much he sacrificed for me to have a better life. And I see his pain and how much he struggled. He told me he understands my feelings too. He understands what he put me through, that I came into contact with a lot of things that no child should ever have to see because of certain choices. He intends to work on himself for the sake of our relationship and for his child. He obviously doesn't want history to repeat itself. I'm thinking of planning a surprise weekend trip with him to a mountain range close to where we live. We used to go rock climbing there, and it's a happy place for both of us. I want to have a good time with him there, and maybe take the time to talk about a few things. Mostly, I just want to show him how sorry I am and how much I appreciate him. Thanks again for those who commented. You are lovely, intelligent people, and you really helped me a lot. Wow.
What's top one comment?
That was a lot. Hold on. Let me look at comments.
Yeah, that's crazy though.
I know.
mean, you're not the asshole for sure.
I mean, if it's what you experienced and it's what you experience, you know, like you can't deny what happened to you
It's definitely your
and what you felt during those like
your
experiences.
dead beat. Is it beat dead? Dead beat?
Deadbeat mom, because her dad literally died.
I mean, like, he was the drunkard.
Yeah, and that too. Somebody wrote, solved, you're the asshole. Faulting your brother is like blaming someone who finds you bleeding on the road and does the best they can, but they aren't a doctor. They didn't sign up for this, so maybe they accidentally break a rib, giving you CPR or do some other damage while they were trying to save your life. Your brother was wholly unqualified, but he didn't just cut out of there when he turned 18. He did his best to save you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it's just like, it's honestly really no one's fault.
Yeah.
It's your childhood, you know, and you can't take that away. And it sucks that your childhood was like that, but it's something you have to accept and move on, which sounds like you are because you're going through therapy, which is wonderful. I'm very glad that all your family members are going through therapy and like working things out. And like, you know, like honestly, if I was like thinking from your brother's perspective, if I heard that, you know, I would be very hurt too, you know, because it's not like, you know, like
He was trying himself.
yeah,
too.
like he was trying his hardest, you know, like, but like
he probably thought like
that
the
doesn't mean
best.
that like even though you try your hardest, that doesn't mean that it was the best, you know.
No, he probably thought that it was best for you to not be together, or for you to go like into foster care if you were to be. On
Yeah, that's
foster
what I
care.
said.
Yeah.
Like he must have been trying his like to him that was his best, you know, but to you that might have not been like the right option or the right like best for you.
I think what might have like hurt her was like he had started drinking again, like their dad.
Yeah.
So like she probably felt like, why would you drink when you like know that like that's what we came up through and like what we went through? Like why would you do that? So
Yeah.
with him drinking and then being the reason why he lost her, like her custody again or custody, that's probably like what like really hurt her. And then finding out too that like he was contacting their mom was like nail in the coffin.
Yeah. A lot of emotions, you know, and
You know, I honestly don't even really like talking about other people's problems. Like I feel bad for them.
Yeah,
That's really it.
but at least they are putting it out there so that they
Put
can.
effort.
Like this person for sure. I don't know about the two Hmong talk we were talking about, but this person on the Reddit thread, like she seems like with every like people's input, it's giving her more clarity.
yeah, I mean sometimes a lot of people just want to like speak to someone to get like a different insight,
Right.
you know, and I think like that's what Reddit offers, you know,
Like online therapists.
or like platforms offer, you know, whether it's like good or bad, you know. Once you put it out there, it's out there, and what you do with it is what you do with it.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of just like us growing up with like the 6 of us, you know, and like we have our own things too.
We're also different.
Thank goodness.
Thank God.
Yeah, and I'm sure we each have our own like childhood trauma
Yeah, for
to
sure.
like work through
Definitely.
and still work through.
I still say that I'm the best sibling they ever got.
Actually, I remember
That's
this
what
one
she says.
time, speaking of siblings, I remember this one time you two were fighting so hard. They remember that like
Yeah.
punish y'all.
You know what happened? She chased me with the knife.
She sure did.
Okay, I was a
then
kid.
I forgot who
Don't come
snitched
for
on
me.
y'all.
What?
No one snitched us. I think mom found us.
No.
Or
No.
it was my chain.
No, because
Somebody-
mom was in the kitchen,
Yeah.
okay, and she saw you go get that knife.
Yeah, that's why I said
And she saw
mom.
you chasing me, and then dad came home, and she was like, "Your two daughters try to kill each other."
Was it before or after Sai?
It was after side.
Yeah, I think that's where like my idea came from. Not to blame him.
Literally, like,
You better
like-
apologize to Sai right now. Look
Sorry,
at
Sai.
look in the camera and you better apologize to Sai.
Sorry,
Putting
not
his name in
trying to
this.
blame you, but honestly, I think that's where my idea came from.
Sai's our cousin.
But I learned a good valuable lesson never to do that again because I
let me
could
tell,
very
let me
well
tell you guys
and
what
someone's
my
life would go to
dad
jail.
what my dad used to do when there was a time when any of us got in trouble. Like he would like round us all up in the living room, and we can talk about it now and
family.
laugh.
We would have
laugh
a family
about it,
gathering.
but obviously back then it was like traumatizing and
It was scary as
I
hell.
think it's still traumatizing.
Yeah.
The fuck?
But what happened in this incident was my dad found out, and then he like punished them. So he made them kneel in the living room with their hands.
Yeah.
Can you guys do it so they can see it?
like the
Yeah.
With cans.
yeah, and we
on
couldn't even
each-
do this.
And we couldn't lower our
You have
hands.
to be straight like
If our
this.
hands were lowered, he would
He
hit
would
them
like
and
hit
be like,
the bottom.
"Put
like,
it back
yeah.
up."
Yeah.
for like
For a very long
hour
time.
or
And then
two.
he was like, "I'm gonna kick you guys out. Get the hell out." So
My
we packed our
parents,
clothes and everything.
Especially my dad, he would always
threaten us with that.
threaten us, be like, pack your clothes. I'm gonna drop you off at some stranger's house.
how not to raise your kids.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop you off at some stranger's house.
Yeah, so we
and then
packed
he
our
would like
clothes.
make you pack it, and like you're like crying.
And then,
while
like,
you're packing.
And then you're packing your clothes, you're crying, and then you have everything with you. And
This is
then
us spilling
just right
and
when
breaking
you're
your
about to
dad's
like exit the door,
Literally.
he's like, "Come back inside.
yeah,
Go to your room and go to sleep." And then I said
Manipulation at
whenever,
its finest.
yeah.
and then I said whenever that night he would come, he came to the room and he was like,
he'll take it on
he'd
you.
be like,
Yeah.
"Are you okay?
I'm so sorry.
Do you think he'd go to school tomorrow?" He wouldn't say you're sorry. He's
Yeah.
sorry. He'd be like, "Are you okay?" Okay.
It must be like a cultural
night.
thing for parents to not say sorry. Huh?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly, I don't blame dad, but I also blame dad at the same time. It's
Yeah.
just because of how he was raised.
Yeah.
And it's definitely hard because with my grandpa not coming to the United States with my dad and my grandma, like he really did have to kind of like be the man of the house at a really young age at 17.
Yeah. Not
And
even
also-
at a, younger than that.
Probably even younger because because they
Because mom and dad got married at a very young age.
they got married, they were like 14, I think.
Yeah.
And then during that time, it was like the Vietnam War was like kind of,
Ending-ish.
it was already
The secret
ended.
war. It's not even Vietnam War. It's the secret war.
Yeah, but with that, and then
But
they
there
had to
was
go
the,
to the camps, you
Yeah,
know?
like the
And then our
after
grandpa
that.
actually decided to not come to the United States or
Yeah.
emigrate to the United States, and he decided to stay behind and be
he
like, "Yo, fa."
he said, I got hoes.
Yeah, "Yo, fa" is like people we call like who are they live in the woods, like in the jungle, because they're running away from the lost government back then. I don't think I don't know if it's such a big thing now. I think it's still
a big
happening.
thing.
Yeah,
It's still happening. There was
it's
just
still
a
happening. But
article that came out last year about this. It's very similar. How like I don't know whose country it is, and I'm not gonna be naming things because politics is crazy. But there's this group of people that's running away from the government because they're like killing them. Like it's a genocide.
yeah, these are like
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be
Reminisce
honest, I don't
of-
really blame my parents. Like, it hurts about what happened, but, like,
They didn't know better.
You know, like
They just
that's
grew up
like I
that.
said, that's what they thought was the best way to educate their kids. You know,
Yeah.
So
and
that
now that you're older and you can see
The
for yourself,
generational
like
trauma.
the generational trauma, it's up to you to not repeat that cycle
It's up to you to break
and
it.
like learn from them. You know.
yeah, so it was definitely hard because I think with us like growing up in public housing,
Mm-hmm.
like not having a lot of things, so it was hard during that time. And then I think my parents just did what they thought was better for us so that we would stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
And I
because
think
we
it's-
couldn't afford, like they couldn't afford for us to get into trouble, like
Yeah.
like getting to
Hospital
school
bills.
fights, hospital bills, or
Mhm.
things like that.
Yeah.
I still broke my collarbone.
Sure did. You
Yeah.
sure did.
But we got health
Coming
insurance.
almost died.
Yeah.
He sure did.
Sitting broke his ankle.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Because you guys are all stupid.
Yeah, he did.
So those are like, that was an example of like,
Generational trauma.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And I think that's what this story is too.
Yeah.
You know,
She just has to like,
that's why she's going therapy.
yeah.
Everyone go to therapy.
Yeah.
I don't go
Um,
to therapy, but I should.
Honestly, therapy is good for everyone, whether you have like serious issues
Or not.
or not. You know, it's better for everyone. You know.
It's just a place for you to like,
Be safe.
Yeah.
you should feel safe with your therapist, but also like a
Mhm.
place for you to be away from people you do know
Mm-hmm.
and
Like learn and love yourself and kind of like walk
Disconnect
through
yourself.
what happened during your childhood to now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Or just even like small events.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a relationship or
Couples therapy.
yeah.
You know.
Even like day-to-day things like work or
Mhm.
whatever,
like get into an argument with your friends. Like anything is fine.
or how to be more open with people too.
Yeah. That's
Mhm.
like there's
Self love,
so many
self
things.
confidence. You know.
So
Go to
many
therapy.
Go to therapy, 2023. Yeah.
Start now.
Start now.
It's never too late.
We have no sponsorships for any
Yeah.
therapy, but if we would, it would be linked right here, okay? BetterHelp, you can sponsor us, please.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that's all we have for you guys today. And those are the stories that we read. It's always fun to read those stories, but
No,
It's-
I think it's sad. I mean, like the first
I think
one.
it's fun.
The first one was kind of like, yeah, bitch.
that was
Uh-huh.
messed up.
I know. I think for
But-
me, I go to those stories as a way to like prevent that from happening. Like it's never like a sure way to prevent, you know, but it's kind of like seeing those like red flags, seeing those signs, and like knowing how to like react to it and how to like take action upon that. You
So
know,
we're trying to be proactive over here.
yeah. So I mean, and also
Just
like
mind your own business. That's it.
also I'm kind of
Yeah, at
slow,
the end
so
of the
I
day.
always have to go to the comments and be like. I have to read the comments and be like, oh, yeah, there's this perspective. And I'm like, oh, yeah, obviously. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
honestly just to
true.
widen my perspective.
Honestly, that's true.
It's nice to always see other people's perspective because you're so used to your own, and then like you can always like stick to.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
what
one
you
lane.
think, you know, is
Yeah.
like the best.
But it's nice to see other people's
It's
too.
just nice to be mindful of other opinions out
Mhm.
there.
Definitely.
Yeah, but do you guys have any last comments for the audience?
No.
No.
Thanks for listening to our conversation. You might have gotten a little bit sidetracked again, but better compared to the other video.
Yeah. Yeah, that one was very brain dumping, the other one. But this one was a lot better. I
At
think.
least this one you can follow us and like what we're actually talking about.
Yeah.
We're not all over the place.
That's how our conversations go, though. Like, we're talking about 10 topics at the same time.
Yeah. And then we go
Literally.
back to like the first topic we talked about, which is the most important.
Like, if your brain doesn't work like that, then we can't hang out.
I mean, I feel like everybody is like that with their siblings.
Yeah, it is. All right, then. Well, that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for listening, and you guys all know what to do. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified of when the next episode comes out. And please comment down below of anything that came to your mind, or if you guys want us to talk about anything, or if you guys want Mangia Paku to come back for another episode. Yep, that's it, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.
Stay positive.